Prajem dobrý deň, vitajte pri trochu inej epizóde relácie TERAZ TAKTO s Ankou Žitnou. Maďarský premiér Viktor Orbán povedal, že do roku 2030 má byť Európa pripravená na vojnu. Nemecko schválilo zákon o brannej povinnosti, no a Európska únia masívne zbrojí. Pred istým časom v rozhovore s Jeffreym Sachsom sme hovorili o tom, že všetko je akosi naopak. Generáli hovoria o tom, že treba mier, politici a diplomati, že treba bojovať. O tom, ako sa časy zmenili a kde sme sa dostali za nejaké 2 roky od tohoto momentu, keď Jeffrey Sachs bol môjim hosťom, sa budem rozprávať práve s profesorom Jeffreym Sachsom. Nech sa páči, užite si tento rozhovor.
Do you think that when talking about corruption schemes in Ukraine, do you think that also some people from European Union could be also involved in these corruption schemes in Ukraine?
There's no doubt that people in Europe and the United States are involved in this corruption. This corruption has been known for years. It's been widely advertised. And yet the countries in Europe, the leaders, have had no interest in it. Why? That's very, very strange. But I think it's because this is convenient. It's maybe partly politically convenient, but it's also, I bet, financially convenient. I know that there's a lot of corruption in the military-industrial complex in the United States, a lot of former generals who make a lot of money on military transactions. Given how blatant this corruption has been for so long, of course there are interests in Europe and the United States that are part of this corruption.
European Union and Ursula von der Leyen are preparing for massive buying of new weapons for Europe, for European Union. What does it mean when European Union is preparing for a war conflict?
The behavior of von der Leyen, of Merz, Macron, and Starmer is, in my view, unacceptable. It is wasting trillions of euros, not just the 800 billion euros that is in the Brussels package, because there's also the national outlays as well. And this big increase of military outlays is a waste of money that is based on a complete failure of European diplomacy. In other words, Europe could have its security if it operated with mutual respect with Russia, but it did not. It took a militaristic position, NATO enlargement, no need to consider Russia's security interests, and now it's ended up in this ridiculous situation of wanting to spend trillions of dollars or trillions of euros more on military. The right thing for Europe to do is diplomacy, but it isn't even trying that right now. There's no diplomacy from Brussels. There's no diplomacy from Berlin. There's no diplomacy from London. All they do is meet Zelensky, and all they do is complain that they're not at the negotiating table of the US. But this is absurd. If Europe wants to negotiate, it should go contact its Russian counterparts and negotiate, period. Doesn't have to wait for the United States.
Well, but does it mean that European Union is preparing for war conflict? Because why do you need weapons if you want to live in peace?
Europe is failing to be sensible and to be rational. And it's not a surprise that von der Leyen and Merz and Macron are deeply unpopular because their own publics do not believe them. They don't support them. They don't understand what they're talking about. And so Merz is in a free fall of approval ratings. Macron, it can't even go lower. It's already only around a 13% approval rating. Von der Leyen has one vote of no confidence after another. She wins them for the moment, but it's not as if her presidency of the European Commission has respect, because it's not working. And so this is really a very serious issue. Europe doesn't have a sound strategy. Spending trillions of dollars on weapons rather than even trying diplomacy is not a sound strategy.
When we look at the European Union, we see clearly that there is a group of states and prime ministers who do not think the same as Brussels. I mean, Mr. Fico, Slovak prime minister, Mr. Orbán, Hungarian prime minister, and now we also see a change in Czech Republic. There is Mr. Babiš. Do you think that our countries can be successful with our opinion, which is opposite as Brussels? I mean, at Ukraine issues.
It's very significant that Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Hungary are saying, no, this makes no sense. And I would urge the three to reach out to Italy and to reach out to Spain on the same basis. And now I would say that there's a possibility of reaching out to Belgium as well, because Belgium is going to lose from this absurd transaction that van der Leyen is pushing, an illegal transaction to confiscate Russia's financial assets. So I think this coalition can be built. One of the interesting facts right now is that Merz and van der Leyen are saying, well, we'll just stomp it down Europe's throat. We'll use emergency procedures and ride roughshod over the objections of Slovakia and Hungary and other countries. I think that this would be really a grave crisis for Europe to be told, oh, so Germany is running us again. I don't think that this would go well.
You told that the Belgian Prime Minister, he told, Mr. De Wever, he told that they won't confiscate Russian assets. They are not wanting to do this, but he told that it's not desirable for Russia to lose the war in Ukraine, as that could mean the destabilization of a nuclear power. This is a very strong message. Do you think that European Union and Mrs. von der Leyen will understand this message?
No. Unfortunately, Europe right now has senior officials who are warmongers, who reject diplomacy. This is the German Chancellor. It's the head of the European Commission. It's the High Representative for External Affairs, Kaja Kallas. Incredibly, the European Commission turned over the most sensitive security and foreign relations issues to the Baltic states, the most rabidly Russophobic part of Europe. This is not right. And Europe needs to come to grips with the fact that there is no unanimity, no public backing, I should say, for this hardline approach. That's the reality. And if they try to force it through, this will be a terrible blow for Europe in the future, because the collapse of trust in European institutions will be very significant.
Can you estimate when and how the war ends?
The war could end and should end today. In other words, the fighting should stop. The borders should be recognized for what they are. And Ukraine should understand that its security is based on its neutrality. This is the core. But since Zelensky and his backers in Europe don't support this, I suppose that it's not going to end today. The fighting will continue. Russia will continue to win on the battlefield, the people of Ukraine will suffer. And at some point, either Zelensky is replaced or he comes to reality. The sooner the European leaders like Merz and Macron come to reality, the sooner the war ends.
Thank you very much. And last thing I would ask you, could you greet my viewers? Just say hi them.
Oh, well, it's actually great to be with your viewers, and congratulations for bringing such important and accurate information to all of the public that follows you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Hope to see you personally. Bye-bye.
Excellent. Yeah. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.